Right, going live.
Hello.
Right, welcome back
Hello,
to
hello, everybody. I
Spellbound
have
Kingdoms. I couldn't
returned.
remember the game then for a second.
It's the game we're doing that's not Call of Cthulhu,
I
or
know.
Trail of Cthulhu was.
Just,
I'm enjoying it though. It's been actually been pretty dumb fun.
yeah. So, last time we left off, you just defeated a wave after wave of killer dinosaurs.
Yes. All right,
Your
time to
average
go.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yep, time to put these dinosaurs on the Barbie. Also, making sure what's her face is not what's her face seems to not be one to die, but make sure to she's not going to get maimed or anything from this.
Yep. So you're going to leap forward and attempt some sort of Medicaid?
I think we did that last round. I remember correctly. Where we did we did a couple of reason checks to stabilize her.
I
Uh,
don't remember, but if you have medical skill, no harm in making a
Yes,
check.
over here, I remember seeing, I have is it a D6 that went up, I think? Like, for this right here, I have, like, a 1d6, which is the same as my reason.
yeah. Well,
Or
we'll
we
say
can go
you managed to medicate her because, she's functionally immortal, so not
I
like you can
mean
technically fail.
I'm sure, like, if it's dramatic or enough or something like that, you can gain a scar or some stuff of some such.
Oh, yeah, it could easily be scarred. Although in her case, it'd be lots of little scars because,
Okay.
dinosaurs.
I do believe, like, there should be some, like, well, not consequence, but a story element for him if you ever get downed.
Yeah.
You have been decapitated, now a head on a stick. No.
But you can't die.
Well,
Yeah.
remember in if you ever play Shadow of War and so forth, where you've like behead Urukai and so forth, and you just come back and they have like their head on a in a cage stapled to their neck.
Such a fun game.
It is. I just wish there was more to it. There was more of it. But yeah. So you can get her, and we still need a card. We still need to card off the majority of all the massive meat we have here. Still like the main issue.
True. We at least actually still have a card.
Yeah.
We lost,
Yes.
people pulling it.
I think the main issue will be the multiple other people stepping out of the bushes now, having been attracted by the noise of the large dinosaur fight.
Oh, peace and quiet for 5 minutes.
It's like, what have you done to the boss?
Fought valiantly aside her as these ravaging little nippers just came out for against us all.
You gesture to the piles of dead and burned dinosaurs.
What was it, like 6 or 7 mobs of the little guys? I think we've got at least enough bodily evidence.
Johannes, can I get a bit of that good that good the Mercurian juju here?
On the condition that you never call it that again, yes, I'm
Okay,
prepared to know your doom for the rest of the scene.
Okay, cool. Do like Mercurian Jaja then.
Mercutian Juju. Dear God, that sounds like I'm a drug dealer.
Or a witch doctor, or a Mercurian witch doctor.
Better
It's
than
the
the former, I
tattoos.
suppose. Yeah, too fair.
Yay! I get to roll a D2. Yay! So, just be like, is it now time? Really time for this? Time for this as we're knee deep in tiny little freaking cat-sized nippers monster, like little cat-sized nippers.
I thought you said knickers there for a second.
I look. I'm trying to think of a better word, but nipper is just coming to my brain.
Raptors will do fine.
These aren't well,
Now the question is, why do they make cat-sized knickers?
That's
What do you think? Look, people do strange things to their pets.
I mean,
Just think of all the things that they attack. Think of all the things they put on small dogs.
Yeah, true.
True.
Position accepted. Right. So she'll kind of like come around and start like waving them off. It's like, it's fine, it's fine. It's those goddamn compies again. This is Calidus Puella. And her big T-Rex like comes back into the clearing and has somehow, despite being like a 20-foot tall reptile, it can look a bit like sheepish. Because apparently even it didn't want to get anywhere near those things.
I mean, it's like, excuse me, it's kind of funny. The T-Rex is considered. I am the apex predator. I'm also I'm also a ambush predator. Because good God, look at those horns on that thing over there.
Yeah. Know your limits. Know your strengths.
They're fairly certain they were probably scavengers.
I mean, it depends. Because like, why have the size if you're why have the size if you're a scavenger? Is the question. Like, that's a lot of like calories to just pick stuff up to clean up the bottom the bin. Anyway, dinosaurs biology it's always been a curiosity.
Yeah, it's one of those things we'll never figure out without a time machine.
I'm not having any time machine built by bloody Hammond. His park was bad enough.
Insert some sort of Doctor Who sound effect here. I'm quite sure the Doctor went back to the dinosaur, didn't he?
I think several times over.
Probably yes, but nothing with any decent budget.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, how you doing, chaps? Name's Horde. Horde the Barbarian. This is Bryn the student boy, and that's Johannes, the man of flexible employment ethics.
Technically accurate, yes.
And I don't want to, and I'll leave this man's introductions to himself. As I educate Arn.
Yep, and Arn will just chuckle a bit and say, "Oh, don't worry. Whatever happened to your mistress, it could be far worse." And then the camera pulls back behind his shoulders, and he pulls off his mask, and he puts it back on after a few seconds. You don't remember what's there, but suddenly you all feel much better about life, and everybody can get into a mood.
Ah, yes.
One of the kind of the hunters is on his knees, kind of crying, like, "What am I doing with my life?"
And everyone else clearly is just going, "What's wrong with Dave?"
Most certainly, we all feel better the second he goes back on. Yes,
but we don't remember what we. Yeah, I like the idea of making your life better through tactical deletion of memory via the application of Roko's Basilisk.
Had to go. I mean, that's a Eclipse phase there, if I remember correctly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No, I'm just going to wait on. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, while they were doing the stitching, I was going to basically work out, go back and sort of track, or rather backtrack where the raptors came from and work out where they came from to see if we have any more coming. Because I frankly have had enough of being ambushed by little raptor buggers today.
Oh, we can. Yes, we can go and collect their eggs. I'm sure they'll make great food.
I'm honestly surprised you said food rather than profit, but yes, they would make a great omelet.
I'm currently in the middle of currently in the line cook phase of my brain. We're here for meats and feed.
If you would like to see the ornamental knitting phase of Discard's brain, please press 3.
Please don't. That killed 3 planets.
What, again?
I know. Impressive.
Look, I only needed a special thread that came from their molten cores. All right.
Yeah, that explains quite a lot about the previous sentence. Oh Lord. But yeah, I'm basically just making sure we're not going to get jumped by another pack the minute we leave, because we're going to be heavily overladen with the wounded boss, all the meat from the previous encounter, and whatever salvage we're going to be bringing with us. So I don't want to be jumped on the road.
Yeah, you should be fine. They seem to have driven off the rest. Apparently, once you've killed enough of them, the rest kind of go, maybe this is not an easy target.
And they start cannibalizing their.
That
It's
as well.
easy to eat their dead than it is to eat us.
True, true.
Scavengers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we have enough room to lash the boss to the cargo.
Yeah,
the
you
cart,
can
rather.
put it between the sausages.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure the new people who've shown up have their own mounts and palanquins, and we can talk to the second in command.
Yeah.
So, Jens, who should I address? Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Hello.
Well, I guess that'd be me.
Sorry.
Drusus Phyllis.
Drusus Phyllis. Hello. My name's Cord. Cord. Do I have a last name?
But if you don't know, we
It's like-
don't.
Oh, give me, no. Yeah, no. There we go. No, Cord Thorben. That's my name. Thorben.
Is he always like this? Does he always forget his name? Is he beyond the mushrooms?
It's been a long day.
Admittedly, we have just gotten out of a major fight with hundreds of raptors. We're just recovering slightly.
Those weren't raptors. Those are compes.
True, I defer to your dinosaur wisdom on this one. We
I'm
only just got here.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit dizzy from all the spinning I just had to do. You know what? I'm taking a sit down. I need to work on a different fighting style that's not just me going around in circles faster and faster. Effective, but very taxing.
Oh, but you look so magnificent.
I know, it's beautiful, but still. I need to have a seat while my brain stops rotating. You know what? Better than the seat. Of course, I'm lay down and stare at the ceiling.
Medically, he's giving himself a concussion every time he does that, which probably explains quite a bit about Gord.
Anyway, Cord waves off.
So, what are you guys doing down here?
We represent a new power faction in the former empire, and an army needs food.
What, former empire? Has it fallen over?
It's falling.
It's been falling for the last few centuries.
Yeah, some recent events have been accelerating the process.
Yeah, we were trying to wonder why they were locking us down here.
Yeah, that admittedly we don't know anything about. As we said to your boss earlier, we just came and found that they'd boarded the place up. But on the bright side, we've opened the door again. So, as our man here says, armies need food, and we'd be inclined to negotiate if to offer.
Yeah, about that. You did say the whole barbarian thing. And,
yeah.
I don't know if I just speak for myself or the lads, but, getting eaten alive isn't really our thing.
Oh, sorry, we're not cannibals. Well, okay, 98% of us aren't cannibals. There's like one, but that is just reputation.
It's a strong reputation.
I think what my learned colleague means is that while we may have an unfortunate reputation as being a bunch of cannibal hooligans, that is inaccurate.
Oh, no, happily accurate. We are hooligans, but not cannibalistic hooligans.
Yeah, I will admit the hooligan part is not necessarily.
So, what's your game plan? Obviously, if you're here, you've invaded. You've actually made it a few miles inland. Which I assume means you've not met a legion yet.
No, not in earnest.
Strangely enough.
Which begs the question, what the hell's going on up there?
Yeah, well, this is why we're thinking we may have arrived at a very opportune moment.
I'd say, no. How long have you been here?
Admittedly, I'm out of character. I think it's, at least a few weeks,
yeah,
at this point?
A few weeks would be enough to say, yeah. I don't actually be keeping...
2 to 3-ish?
Probably 3, close to 4 by now.
Shy of a month?
3 weeks. We're here for 3 weeks.
Okay, you need to stop inventing words when you're tired. Have some snacks.
Give me some. Give me some.
Suddenly
red
he
jerky over
turns
there.
into a completely different person.
Yeah. Sadly, I have no Snickers bars that would really help this process along, but we'll make do with what we have.
Mhm.
Hopefully they use those ads in America.
I have no idea.
Look, we're in. I live in America. We eat the equivalent of we eat the culinary equivalent of sawdust and whatever other leavings you have compared to everywhere else in the world. Seems like.
Sawdust and high
that?
fructose glucose sugar. Anyway,
So yes, we've been here just shy of a month. We've encountered a few undermanned garrisons, but no full legions yet.
that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Any legionaries at all? And you
One
would
or
know
two
yes, because
yeah.
you met the legionaries who were guarding the entrance to this
Yeah,
place.
but that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the guards to this place are the first legionaries, like proper legionaries we've actually met.
Yeah.
There were the people keeping the door shut down to here, but beyond that, no, not really.
They put
The
legions up
coast
there.
has been essentially free.
I mean, we would love to know what's going on. I mean, fair play. We, not sure you're not going to eat us. On the other hand, we do know the guys up there apparently left us to die down here. Which is, seeing the state of food, is kind of weird. It's not just here either. We had a messenger come over from the next hole over. Same thing. They've sealed up all the holes.
How recently, roughly speaking?
2-3 months. Kind of hard to keep track of days when you've got eternal bluish bioluminescent.
A fair point, yeah. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what. Sorry, go on.
The safest bet is always incompetence with the Empire. Perhaps the Emperor's second cousin simply decided it was a good course of action.
Don't see why. We're supplying half the food. It's that or mushrooms.
Well, given how hard they were pushing mushrooms upstairs.
Maybe the point is that they want to enforce more mushrooms than they want, so they're getting rid of any alternatives.
Well, could let us
It
up at least.
could be incompetence, but weaponized incompetence.
We have a bureaucracy for that.
God, yeah, there's one advantage of working with us. We've managed to establish a very minimal bureaucracy, and we're not trying to go further with it. But yeah, if you want to return to the surface, I'm sure we could arrange something. I mean, we have opened the door. The elevator is functional.
Yeah, well, we'll have a word with the guys. It'll of course be personal. And the real question then, it will be for the boss, whenever she comes round. And that'll be how much and how much.
Well, we'll work that out with we'll have to work that out with our main forces.
Well, at this point, Brend is going to step forward.
Oh.
And he's kind of going, well, I happen to have a trading company, and we're looking for new operations. And he's going to kind of put his arm around the shoulder of this guy and kind of drag him off into the corner. So that's what Terran said he wants his guy to be doing while he's away this week.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah. I think Brand just turns into this guy, essentially, and have a big and faster chat.
Yeah, pretty much. He's pushing his company quite hard.
Yes, Stan from Monkey Island.
Never actually played Monkey Island.
It's all right.
I think it was kind of like just wasn't available when I was at that age.
Yeah.
You have a limited number of computer games. That one kind of got past me.
You probably always have it. You can always give it a shot. I mean, it's not that long.
Just assume it's a bit on the old side now.
Yeah, that means this makes it a classic.
Anyway, so
Getting on.
what's your next plan? You're not going to get brutally murdered by these guys.
Hey.
I think our plan is to go back and cart off, and we'll go back to the main camp we were at beforehand, and just establish that as our nearest whole base essentially, and then go back and then make our way back with our wagon full of victuals and ventrails to as the opening samples. I'm sure. I think at least.
Yeah.
But anyone else?
I mean, no,
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Go on.
Pretty much. Yeah, Arn is just going to set up an accounting system based on a series of hoppers, rocks, and buckets. Like,
was
yeah,
quick.
when this pulley tips over, you filled your quota, box it up, ship it up above, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I thought
I
you were
mean-
reinventing currency there for a second.
I have a quick question, good sir. So, what do you? I mean, you looking for? You guys, what do you need down here? By the way, do you like looking to go back up, like go back up on your shifts, or?
Well, you know, we normally went back up for restoration. Some people had families.
Hmm.
So, yeah, generally you come down here for a few months, do your hunting, go back up for a few months. When you run out of money, you come back down again. No one really wants to live down here. Too many troglodytes.
Troglodytes?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, the dinosaurs are a big problem. Troglodytes are how we learn to ride the dinosaurs off. And then they try to eat us.
And
Isn't it sort of a working assumption that everything down here tries to eat you?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, fair enough.
Apart from the mushrooms.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
over time, I'm sure.
We've not yet found a mushroom that tries to eat us.
I'm sure I'm thinking they're taking the long game. I'm just trying to eat you in very short and very extended manner.
Possibly.
All right, fair enough. We will take our stuff. We'll get back up to our commanders. We'll let them know of you and yours, and we can see if we can incorporate you into the greater whole. Maybe we can actually get this leave and so forth going again. It seems like the Empire is not doing anything with you anymore. But again, we'll work that out.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to go ahead.
Well, no, carry on.
I would hate to make you people think you're abandoned down here.
No, I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no one really wants to be down here with a bioluminescent big super mushroom in the sky.
You don't know. There could be an agoraphobe who absolutely adores the idea of being trapped underground all year round.
Does that thing for spore or so forth? I'm just
What,
wondering
the
how
mushrooms?
it's. No, that big large one up there on the seal on the.
Oh, it's not a lot. It's like a cluster of them.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like.
No.
My brain just wants a big like super mushroom.
Super mushroom sun.
Going down. Yeah, big like a super mushroom sun just coming down from the ceiling.
No.
It's just so far up and so large.
There's not that much of a gap between the roof of the cavern and the bottom. It's kind of like a coating of glowing beam mushrooms that kind of just lives in that area.
If you ever played Elden Ring, I'm thinking more of that kind of underground. But fair enough.
I'm not playing that.
Fair enough.
I do not have the time to commit to that type of game.
And who does these days?
Yep.
Well, true.
Well, in Elden Ring, there was a giant tree that put its roots on the level of the size of a country, but then it died and the roots rotted away, and now there's a giant tunnel system across the entire country.
Yep.
Sounds
By tree, it's more like it's more like that it's upper echelon of breaking atmosphere. So you could something you could run into on it's like a tree / what do you call that stuff? Space elevator type deal size.
I hope you're writing this down, Greg, because all you have to do is substitute the word tree for mushroom, and you've got a late game plan here.
I've got enough late game plays.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so you return to the surface, and you will find you're in the middle of a large barbarian encampment.
A new one?
Well,
Well,
no,
no,
the same
the one
one.
we
It's just
set
caught.
up.
It's just caught you up.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, you go down, like you come back up. Everyone else has gotten here as well.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, in fairness, we've spent several days basically going down the elevator and being down here. The rest of the army was going to catch us eventually when we were stuck in a hole, proverbially speaking.
The first thing I'm going to do is take a very big whiff of non-sporified air.
You feel your lungs clearing already.
And then you catch a breath of downwind mushroom Hiroshima.
And then I'm going to just take a large, just a hacking cough.
Yeah, I've noticed you've labelled up mushroom Hiroshima.
Yes.
I mean, it seemed accurate at the time.
Yeah. Well, we've already got mushroom Hiroshima. You could discard cause mushroom Hiroshima.
Well, yeah, no, I was
Only-
labelling it as representation.
Only once.
For now. The worry is we have established a causal link between how to cause mushroom Hiroshima and the tools required to cause mushroom Hiroshima. Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go. Nice
At least
little
it
picture of
didn't- at least
mushroom
it didn't
Hiroshima.
happen- At least it didn't happen in the city.
Well, no, true. But is this the vanguard of the force then, or is everyone actually caught up with us?
It's the vanguard, but it's rapidly growing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, we best check in while we're here then, but I assume the marching plan is still, from what I remember of last session, cracking on to Ventress.
Yeah, Ventress is the next
Objectives.
major port. Taking Ventress would do serious damage because, of course, the Wolf Islands would then be kind of locked off.
And,
And
you
we
know,
could-
it would be nice to have a port that's not breakwater post-tsunami.
Yeah.
And
with
also
the
the
best one in
fact
the world.
the fact that we can subsume or take over the trade parts for that part, and make sure we have at least enough capital inflow to maintain the advance. Who knows? We might even be sent as delegate. Me district what's the word? Diverted and sent as delegates to the Wolf Islands. What was that, Gray?
Just me rolling some dice.
Uh-huh.
Stop trying to assassinate me, Gray.
I'm not trying.
Just shout when you when you want us to roll defensive dice, yeah?
No, this is something completely different.
Oh, yeah. Press X to doubt.
Okay.
Anyway, we're carting in our big wagon full of dinosaur meats and sausages.
Meat, sausages, and hopefully salt aplenty.
Yeah, this is...
meat.
You immediately have swarms of people coming towards you.
Yeah, unsurprisingly.
'Cause
All right, come on.
There's
eat it
been
all at
mushrooms
once.
and dried stuff for so long that,
I-
relatively fresh meat, they're all over this. And
Bryn, fireball over there. We need to start a barbecue.
Brent's already still downstairs knocking out
Okay.
the contract.
Come on,
Alright.
come on. Give it a second. We've only just got the bloody lift.
Meat. Are
Alright.
those sausages?
Yes, they're bloody sausages. Give it a bloody minute.
Shh, I would kill for sausages.
You know what?
Good, I'll kill you. Back up.
Mood. To make this not fail horribly. All right, single file. Hold up. If we're going to do this, we're going to have a proper barbecue. You don't. Let's do this. Let's not be. We're maybe barbarians. Let's not be savages.
Has he
Oi.
met us, do you think?
Like, one of the cannibals goes, "Oi!"
Yeah, all right. With the best will in the world, you're in your own little weird group. You know that. You put yourself in that group. You've got nobody to blame for that but yourself.
He raises the femur.
Exactly my point.
Greg. All right, time to D6/1D4 to be the line cook to ensure that at least some of this is partialed out and fed and cooked and delivered. Shoot. What's the Doom Gray?
More than 3.
Oh.
yeah, there is massive pushing and shoving. Somebody gets stabbed. Suddenly, battle lines are starting to draw amongst them.
I'm going to use another mood to at least
Control them.
control them. You, the cannibal! I know you got mustard. Get that over here.
Kind of comes over with like a keg mustard.
Hey, go.
We all.
God.
I mean, yes. How you gonna do it? Anyway? Starting making the fastest, most impromptu barbecue grill I can, throwing sausages on there.
Just a
Think of
fire of coals straight raked out. Yeah, barbecue going.
just you spearman, give me your sticks. Just barking orders back and forth.
All right. Yep, you're able to restore order and get at least some of the people fed. You haven't got enough meat for everyone, but
No, but it's a start. Isn't
it's a start, and you're able to make sure that no one gets more than like a sausage each. So it's more like the taste than anything else.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a corporate party. You got to make sure that you don't have enough it's a corporate party. You want to make sure you have enough, at least one for everybody.
You get your one sausage, your one little mince pie. You never know where they get those mince pies that small.
If I remember correctly, once upon a time, they used to they don't really have as much mince in the pie these days. Sadly enough.
Yeah, that's shrinkflation for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you will notice, like partway through, that Ramzo and Otto are watching you, kind of like from a nearby tent. That just kind of watching you, and you kind of get the kind of motion towards the tent, nod. After a while,
I have my kiss the cook apron, and I take the cannibal with the keg of mustard, and I throw it on him. Hey, you just flip these and hand out. Just take things off the back cart.
For a second, I thought you were throwing the mustard on him.
No, I'm not gonna barbecue the cannibal. Just take this, dunk it, do a quick dunk in the mustard, then throw it on the Barbie again, and then we go. And I will put my kiss the cook apron on him.
All right.
His eyes glow. Now is my time.
Well,
my time is now.
Well, Arn has picked up a dinosaur rib that's about as tall as he is and managed to wonderfully flash fry it over the coals and is taking it as a gift.
Ah, yes, that's some excellent cold cooking there. Haute cuisine. God, imagine the size of a dinosaur rib. You probably wouldn't complain about not getting enough meat on that.
No, yeah.
It would depend, but yeah, good stuff.
All right, you enter the tent, moving your way past the dandies, of course.
Just dunk it down on the table.
Yeah. Several well-dressed young men step forward to kind of supply a proper plate, napkins, stuff like that. Position it in front of Ramza. Someone steps forward with a glass of wine, you're holding it by the base.
Natural.
So, I take this you've been at least successful in finding some food.
Yes, so far.
We
Looks
also
like
found survivors down there.
Survivors.
Some food. It turns out, for some reason, the Empire went and plugged up every hole they could. And just left their detachment down there.
Ah, that is strange. We've seen from the march there's not enough food here to support many people. I mean, deeper in, the less these fields seem to be manned.
Not to mention, first time we actually met a single legion is at the. We haven't met them at any point before broke open the hole down underground, which I feel is they've almost abandoned the coast essentially, which seems peculiar.
Yes, we've noticed that, haven't we, Otto? And you'll notice Otto is looking quite distracted at this point. Yes. Yeah, we were expecting to encounter at least one legion by now. Every other invasion's been met strongly and forcefully. But no, just local garrisons. It's like they've left the edges of the Empire to wither. We can only assume that they are digging in around Ventis or Capitals. And
Or Ventis fall.
Yeah. Or are marshalling for a counterattack.
Or then this is going to be a very strange and long thing, because just my gut tells me, or it could be the fact that they've actually just left the sign open and they're just waiting, they're just allowing us to push forward so they have a Cas Belli. Who knows?
We've invaded them. I feel like Casus Belli was settled fairly early on.
The Empire's
I
never
know,
needed
but-
one of them.
Fair enough.
With the Barbarians, they just take what they want.
So
Yeah,
true.
fair enough.
Have we heard anything of Ventis? Any reports from the city? Has it?
Nothing. Traffic seems to be one way. Probably because of an invading horde.
Well, quite.
Yeah. Ramsay is daintily eating away the dinosaur rib. Yes, let's say this is not what we were expecting with the invasion.
No.
We're having a few issues with the lack of good loot.
I mean,
Well,
we did kind of promise them there would be good loot. But,
yeah.
I mean, the villages so far have been fairly much abandoned. We may need to send out some outriders. Just to start checking around, make sure we're not running into an ambush or something like that. But for now, at least it is an easy march. You have secured more of this? She motions to a nearly empty plate.
it's we have established connections with the people underground. Unfortunately, their leader got a little bit mussed up in a scuffle, so she couldn't meet you yet. But I do believe that they'll be more than happy to talk across. She is from Ventus, so she might have some information on that end. I think if her estates are guaranteed.
Well, good to know. But now we plan on spending a day or two here, securing supplies, and generally making sure we've picked up all the stragglers. Kind of got strung out a little bit on there. Getting people out of Karn was quite tricky.
Consolidation. It's always a good time.
Yeah. And then we'll start pushing forward. Also, the lack of legions is, as we said, worrying.
Curious, is it not?
Curious, yes. And we don't want to be strung out on the march and have legions appear at our flanks. Slow and steady will win this, slow and steady. At least there's plenty of those. She motions to another plate that's been discarded. It looks like someone was trying to artfully cook the gruel shrooms. And it just looks like a plate of slop with some herbs sprinkled over the top.
I don't know. For some reason, from what I have seen, I would be wary of consuming too much of the local flora. I mean,
unfortunately, with the numbers we've got, we haven't got much in the way of options.
Choice, yes.
I mean, you're not going to be able to supply the whole army with with meat. It'll be a good supplement. It'll stop revolutions, but we would eat pretty much any local fauna within weeks. Even ones as big as these. Plus, we need to keep moving, and the distance between the holes is something we don't know.
It might be possible to negotiate with the locals and see if they can help re-establish connections between the holes underground. We know they're in contact with each other.
No,
That would help.
Albeit on a limited basis because they're having to work around both the dinosaurs and apparently native troglodytes, which we haven't seen yet, but presume are a local problem. But it would at least be an opportunity to get to connect without having to break down the holes again.
I think the main thing we need to worry about, the main thing is taking Ventus and superseding the connection between the Empire and the Wolf Isles. The Wolf Isle. What do the Wolf Isles trade in, Gray? What do they do? They ship into the Empire?
Again, food.
Okay, yeah, we need to. Yes, to maintain our thing, I think we should take Ventus and then see if we can supersede their trade with the Empire for their food. Then we don't have to worry terribly much about what we deny to the enemy, and also my bad feeling. I'm sorry to say, that's all I really am going on here. If they're going about and cutting a major supply line supplement to their own food source, there would have to be a reason. And from what I have encountered in, where was that place? The last place we were at again? In Karn, I think there is some machinations afoot.
Yeah. If so, then we're going to need to figure out what they are.
Yes, I'm working on that. The next link in this chain I'm currently pulling on is over in Ventus.
There's definitely something wrong here. I mean, anyone could see that.
Well, yeah.
We know the Empire is dying, but this just feels dead. You know, there's no response. Every time anything like this has always been met with response, but no, something's changed.
Yes. Well,
anyway,
one step at a time.
Yes, that is all we can do for tonight. My aides will show you out, and we will speak again in a few days.
Indeed.
All right.
If you need anything from us in the meantime, please call upon us.
No, we will. And you're kind of like shown out by a rather grumpy looking aide.
Usher.
And you'll see Otto will also leave. And he'll nod and then he'll walk over towards his tent.
Oh, so we get payouts for this?
You weren't rationed for anything, so no.
Oh, fair enough.
But you can probably speak with someone and try and get your broker's fee.
I defer to the party hagglers on this one.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a trader's job, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you want to follow Otto to his tent?
Yep.
Now, he'll see you follow and just kind of motion you in. So, I'm assuming you're here for some sort of recompense.
Yes, we have supplied the army as requested.
Yes. Hopefully we can get a little less chaos next time, but that's nothing to do with you. People who've been eating mushrooms for 2 weeks tend to get a little bit crazy when they see real meat.
At least it didn't turn to bloodshed.
You're not there, Discard.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I did.
Sorry.
I think the desperation is part of the aim of the Empire, honestly.
It's getting that feeling, yes. I mean, we know they try and suppress emotion. They seem to have found rather a new way of doing it. I mean, we've always known it's pretty grim to live in the Empire, but at least it was living. Anyway, that's for another time. Let's see, how much have you been able to secure for us?
It's less the individual shipment, it's the establishment of relations. We now have a stable supply route. It's worth more than a few steaks.
Yes. All right, we'll do a bit of negotiation. We'll have to roleplay it. Do you want to make a reason check? Was it reason or charisma? Wouldn't it be charisma?
Charisma, probably.
Yeah.
And pop an inspiration, shame upon the proud for a bonus
Yep.
heart die, which is the same, so just roll twice.
Yep. Yeah, you were able to come to quite a good agreement. I now have to decide what that is. Never tell you roughly how much you should be paying in these games.
You could just say that we have an ongoing payment that increases the wealth level.
Yeah, I'll go for that. That could be like we'll say that Bren's working on getting you like a good deal from the bottom, and you exaggerate how poor of a deal you're getting. There's a 5 in that. I'm an 8, a 4, so yeah. We'll say that another wealth level, because you are definitely getting yourself into a position of power here. What does that put you guys at then?
It'll be, if we all get a wealth level, it'd be 5.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting close to a war horse.
And it feels like that's the kind of level you should be at this point as well. I'm trying to see what a wealth level. I've lost where the wealth levels are. There we go.
It's still early in the crusade, so we're at least getting to the point where we can probably field our own. Get to a point we can field our own troopy stuff.
Sorry, I had to step away. How much did we get?
A wealth level.
Ooh, lovely.
Basically, we're saying that between Arn, I was going to say added, then Arn and Brand, you've been able to play the numbers quite well, and the ongoing payments coming in. Let's say added suggestions are a good one. It's like this isn't a one-off payment. This is ongoing income.
Yeah.
So that's
because
better.
this is it's a contract with the actual guys who make the meat.
Yeah.
I do love profit factor.
I'm surprised how low that is in the Road Trader game.
In a way, I kind of prefer it that way.
Yeah.
Let's face it, it does kind of get out of hand in the book after a certain point.
I mean, the thing about it is that it's a percentage that goes up to 100%, and when you've hit 100% profit factor, you just basically buy the empire.
But yes, you are now wealth level 5.
Woo! It's not quite that bad. It's like you can almost certainly get a unique piece of high level gear if you really want it, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just having a look. What's that get you? Wealth level 5 gets you a spyglass. Troop wise, buildings. You can now buy a tavern. Last time you could rent a cottage. Now you can buy a tavern.
Woo!
Here's the thing, Greg. Can we have a tavern, have a tavern, put it on wheels, and just push it and have it pulled alongside the army, or like a food truck?
I think if Bonus wants to commit to that.
Well, actually, a big wagon is wealth level 8.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough.
It says Tavern Blind Pig.
That's hole in the wall, like a basement.
I think dive is the tavern. A dive is the better idea.
Well, it came from the idea in England that people used to convert old pig pens into small businesses. Or is that not a thing that happened in England?
No, we convert everything into everything. You can buy yourself a ferry as well.
England's entrepreneurial spirit they would try to make money off anything they could.
It worked.
Yeah, you guys had to. You were getting the crown. Surely made it so you had to.
Oh, guess what? You can. This is quite feat. But wealth level 5, you can get a raptor horde and handlers, which would be completely thematic at this point.
Yes, we'll bring people up from the underground.
So yes, if you want to get add to your forces, you can do.
Okay. Well, let's go take a look at the book.
But you can think about it over time.
We'll do that. We'll work on that. We'll put that in the
Yeah.
the Discord chat.
You'll obviously have to find yourself somewhere to camp overnight, but that's fairly easy. And you
I
get
feel like we'll have enough room cleared out, you know?
yeah. You've still actually got control of the area around the hole, so you've probably got the Legion encampment because your troops
They're all
hold
low.
that and have probably stopped anyone from nicking the best spot.
Their old stomping grounds.
And Rams's
they
got
actually
her own
came up-
fancy tent, so she won't worry.
Oh, so they actually came up to the hole with us. They actually moved up to the hole then. as
They,
well.
the Barbarian Horde have kind of surrounded the hole because it is
Hmm.
the food source.
Fair enough.
So
To be fair, when the boss wants to move closer to the meat source, the boss is going to be allowed a space near the meat source.
and it's kind of on the road. So
No, Cord
The amount
is
of meat jokes that are going on here at the moment is difficult.
Cord is doing the cookery as he's having a good old time sourcing various different spices and
There better be
condiments and
burgers.
everything.
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, right.
And
Do you ever heard of a sausage burger?
That would be acceptable.
I'm gonna have to grind this meat up a bit more and all that kind of stuff. Look, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll work on it.
And Arn again is setting up a system of keeping records that requires no paper, just buckets and levers and pulleys and water sloshing through troughs.
Just you a water abacus?
Yeah, pretty much, just to keep track of when things need to be shipped, when people need to be paid.
Yeah, you got guys from Brent's company coming in. Taking over some of the grunt work of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
quickly, the
established
Legion
now-
encampment is becoming whatever Brent wants to call his companies. Probably HQ. Alright. The next morning, you're greeted by chaos.
Now, is this small sea chaos or big sea chaos? Because if this is crossing over with Warhammer, we have to have some ground lines established.
Okay, the demons as each disappears off into the distance.
Okay, great.
This is it. Yeah,
Just-
this is absolute. This is like bedlam. There's people
Okay.
running around, and rumors going everywhere.
Let me guess, it's the bloody Legion have shown up at last.
No. Otto Kosh has been murdered.
Oh. Okay.
Brent goes back to bed.
All right, fair enough. If you can't be bothered to get out of your bloody tent.
I mean, go Cord. Where's Brent? That was Brent. I mean,
I mean, architect of the invasion. I'm
yeah,
gonna
fair
go and
enough.
check out that the boss is all right.
All right.
There are a series of armed guards around Rams's tent. And the keep forgetting the best way of describing them. The dilettantes have even put on armor this time.
Hangers on, my god.
The boy band.
No, we're not doing that Black Crusade game again.
That was even too dark for the Black Crusade game.
Well, quite.
Well, we were very in sync in the Dark Black Crusade game. All right.
Mm.
You should have kept to the
Anyway.
back streets.
Gray,
But
get out.
he didn't think.
Yeah, but you're the GM. You're supposed to set a better example.
No.
Anyway,
DMX
moving on.
All right, take that and move on.
Oh, for God's sake. Sometimes I regret the team I've assembled here, but never mind.
Right.
Ramses tent. Let's move on from the boy band.
All right. You'll see her emerge from the tent. units will flank it, and they will march over towards Otto's tent. I mean, if you want to move closer, no one will attempt to stop you.
Grand. In that case, yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. And he will be... No, the tent will be open. Whoever opened the tent in the morning has just like left it, kind of ripped it off. Possibly like staggering back or something like that in shock. But yeah, he is kind of face down on his desk in a pool of blood. And Rams kind of like walks in and lifts his head up, and then just lets it like not drop, but she puts it down again. Now this is worrying.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Don't suppose anyone was near his tent last night who said if they see anything. Or...
Well, before we even get to that, is the fact that how did they kill him?
Well,
Oh, I don't mean physically. I mean, it's obviously someone slit his throat. But he was an impassioned person. Not easy to kill.
no. But without wish to put too fine a point on it, there are experts in the trade who
Yep. That
have
means
that
we have an
capacity.
assassin in camp.
Yeah.
One who knows their stuff and is able to take down somebody who is functionally immortal. Which means a lot of us in this camp are in danger.
Very much so.
I mean,
Might it be worth shaking down the tribe leader scene to identify any new hangers-on who've joined fairly recently?
we could do, but this place is a churn. You know, I don't think anybody really knows anyone outside their own tribe. So it could be easy just to kind of disappear into the cracks. This is, yeah. Also, they knew who to target. They also knew enough to break him first. Kind of starts moving with the papers, and she notices kind of like a piece of paper kind of slumped, like pinned underneath him, and she kind of moves it off, kind of wipes the worst of the congealed blood off it, and starts looking at it. Letter saying his wife has left him.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know he was married.
Neither did I.
But,
He wasn't a
well-
sharing type.
no. But on the other hand, I can absolutely understand why that could have broken him.
Yeah.
True or false, which, well, with the best will in the world, we can't put it entirely without reason. They fake the letter just to spook him.
Yeah, but the easiest way. We all have those pillars we cling to.
We do. Did he confide in anyone? Did he have any particular right-hand men we could try and talk to find out more?
He'll have his valet, and a couple of us, but yeah, we'll have to. Well, I'm going to put you in charge of this.
Not unreasonable.
I mean,
Oh,
this would have taken time. You know, you don't break someone overnight, and you lot have all been indisposed for the last few days, which means out of everyone here, I've got the best reason to trust you.
well, I appreciate that. I'll rouse the lot of them. We can start with the valet and see if he knows anything. If I may, we might want to check the rest of the tent and see if anything's been left behind.
Yep, that's fine. As long as you don't, I'll have a guard to make sure you don't remove anything. Mainly
course.
for, well, possibly his widow. But
Yes, well, if we can get in touch with them.
yeah,
But fine, we'll look into it. We'll let you know if anything's come up. Although, I think realistically, the news is going to break to the rest of the camp fairly quickly if we do find someone. So,
listening to it, it's pretty much already halfway to the homeland.
not the kind
No.
of excitement we wanted. There we are.
The worry is, who else are they going to target?
Well, realistically, you.
Well, yes.
No offense, but you're the most obvious target.
Yeah, And I'm assuming they went after him because I am a secretive woman. As you can see, it pays to be secretive.
Quite. Possibly Anselm as well, given he was the other major power player back in the homeland.
Yeah, they couldn't have started it with him, could they?
No. But then again, that may have been exactly their point. Let's face it, you two don't exactly like each other, and they kill the one you actually like.
Yes, now I'm have to deal with Ansem some more. Question was, is this a play for Alson or from somebody else?
Well, unfortunately, I think whether or not Alsum actually did it, or whether he'll exploit the opportunity, he'll still try.
Yes.
I mean, let's face it, even if he didn't actually commission the murder, it's a golden opportunity for him.
Yeah.
And frankly, even if he didn't commission the murder, I think the structure of this little group is well known enough where someone who's been hanging around the camp for a few days probably would have picked up on the fact that you and he didn't see eye to eye. And some.
Yeah.
So, getting rid of Otto would have certainly narrowed your options.
Right. All right. I will
I'll
go
ask
take
my friends to employ their abilities.
Yes, I will take precautions. And we will see where this goes. She will swish around and go back to her tent.
Stay safe, my lady.
You too?
Oh, this is going to be a long day.
Oh, yes.
Right, I'm going to head back to our tents, kick Cord awake, and then more politely wake up Arn.
And then kick Cord again.
Well, no, if he's gotten up the first time, he'll be safe from a second. Get up.
I don't want to cook anymore.
The only thing we're
Actually, I
cooking
do.
up here is an investigation. Get up.
Okay. All right.
The meal
So
is
I was
murder.
nowhere near the scene of the crime. Wasn't me.
Fortunately, I think that's already been established by the fact we were downstairs when most of the groundwork for this was laid. But come with me. Otto's been killed and we need to look into it.
Like
Ramsar
dead,
wants
dead?
us to handle it.
Like dead?
Yeah.
It's stuck?
No, Cord. He decided to hop on a boat and sail to the Wolf Islands on a jolly to get a tan. No, he's
Oh.
dead. Someone
Oh.
slit his throat. Professional job, and it looks like someone may either convinced his wife to divorce him or faked a letter suggesting his wife divorced him. It's all very professional so far. I dare say that, well, certainly from an initial check, they know what they're doing and they're good at it. But I want to
Does
look
that-
over their tent before we start asking questions.
Is that a professional opinion?
Yes. If they're professional enough to have found a man's pillar and then assassinated someone who was that passionate for the cause, they're good at what they do. So be on your guard as well. Also, I have a lead on the valet who might, and I admit not certainly, but might have known a little more about Otto than most people. So perhaps he's been the one who's been leaking to our friendly assassin. Arn, I might leave that one to you, given you seem to have a knack for, how do I put this? Enhanced interrogations.
Of course.
Don't break him too badly, just in case he's innocent. Bit hard to explain.
No one is ever innocent.
I'm just going to let the silence hang for a few seconds. Now I understand why you left the Empire and up with us lot.
The shadow knows.
Damn it.
What?
You said that just as I was taking a mouthful of Jack and Coke and it went...
That-
But yeah, the valet's an obvious one to talk to, and I want to check the rest of Otto's possessions just in case there's been any Ks or anything else we can pick up on. I don't think we're leaving here for a while, by the way, so I think any plans for us to head off to this what's-its-face might be on hold. Ventis, that's it. Come along, Cord. If you're fully awake, we can dig through a tent while Arn's talking to the valet.
Let's go and all right.
And if you're not awake, tough tits, come along anyway.
Oh, fair enough. I'll go and be able to investigate. Who knew being a life of tracking and so forth would have so many multifarious applications?
I think the bright red glowing hair you've got going on kind of permanently labels you as a person who is always going to be involved in shenanigans, to be honest, of various types.
My mom does say that it was my crown. It's my it was my the crown I got from my dad.
Explains a touch. All right. Added, do you want to swing at the valet first, or do you want us two to have a go at the tent?
You go first. I need to be right back.
Gotcha.
All right. All right. There. Oh man, he's Horde will like see Otto and lift his head up. Man, he's dead. And
Yep.
His throat is slit.
Yep. Impressive
Now,
job.
the most important part of it to understand a person is that did he have more than one pillar? If he only had his wife, it would be well, I'm gonna go through his journals to get more of an idea of the man.
It's a good thought.
So we've not really
Use
discussed
for-
this, but I seem to think that impassioned people will be relatively rare.
I
So
mean,
how-
truly,
yeah.
It's like it's the thing, like how many stories can run in tandem in one place, you know?
Yeah, true.
Because there's only would be trying to get this idea in my head is that everyone has their own running narrative, but his being able to get that level of passion in all circumstances to work together would be the main question. Well, anyway.
And whether or not the wife let her divorce, sorry, that was a terribly worded sentence, I'll try that again. And whether or not the divorce letter is actually true or false, it's how the assassin got to find out that A, he had a wife, and B, got in touch with her. Because let's face it, I never had a damn clue he had a wife until that.
Well, it's the main thing. Let me go check his journal if he has his journal. I'm gonna go and roll reason to rifle through his journals and see if I have any histories I can push with this. Cool. Do I have a history that I can hook this in? Terror Breakwater, Line Cook. Can I try? No, wait. That Alien Broadwood casualty gang. Can I tap Son of the Outlander? Just out of what do you call it?
In what
Just
respect?
records and so forth. I don't know. Just
I don't think you've really got anything applicable there.
Golden Halo comes down from the sky.
No.
Destiny and so forth. Nope, nothing here.
A lot of his stuff has been covered in blood.
How is he so many?
Unsurprisingly.
How does like one man have so many reports?
I thought you were saying you're going to do Macbeth there. How does an old man have so much blood in him?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we'll put it this way. You know how Arn's been doing all the heavy lifting for us lot? Remember, Otto was doing all that kind of heavy lifting for the entire invasion.
Yes.
Man had his paperwork.
And it is a lot of paperwork. And lots of it looks incredibly dull. There is a stack of reports of like X is trying to murder X and Tribe B is trying to kill Tribe C. But
Can I throw a reason check to see if I can whittle that down further?
Yeah.
No, not mushroom explosions. Wrong macro. Sorry.
Do you have a
Oh,
macro
God.
for mushroom explosions?
I was trying to set one up. Given how previous events have gone so far, you never know. 6.
How can one man produce so much paperwork?
It seems that he was keeping track of all the petty feuds in the camp. And there was kind of like notations, like, he seems to assume that some of them means he's marked as to keep running. Some he's had his agents like provoke further, and others he's had them like cut down on. He seems to be managing the mental state of the Horde through the ongoing fight.
Pity, he was doing incredibly good work.
But in there's nothing that seems to target him. There's a few things like people who are jealous of his role, but not
It's also
beyond taking it, because end of the day, it's a lot of work.
no, weird, strangely enough and surprisingly, no personal correspondence or anything. So this guy got his information here. And this is primarily everything work here. Nothing here that would indicate any letters or so forth.
Or indeed any means of talking to the wife that supposedly was his pillar.
Mm.
Gray, does he have any, say, lockboxes or anything like that in here?
Yeah, there'll be a couple of sealed chests.
Well, this is his tent. I'm wondering if he had anywhere else out.
Well,
Hmm.
he may, but in the meantime, no stone unturned. I'm going to try and pick lockboxes open. Because unless I can find the key. Like, don't get me wrong, if I can find the key on the desk, I'll do that. But I'm assuming he's smart enough not to leave it hanging around.
It'll probably be around his neck.
Yes, yeah, let's fleece the corpse itself.
Well, he's not going to need it at this point, is he?
Unfortunately,
Cord finds more blood.
Okay.
how
This
is there so
still
much
reason.
blood? There's even blood in his pockets.
Well, fortunately, I can lower the doom for myself by a point, so
Yeah.
hopefully that squeaks me.
You're just lucky you didn't roll a 1 there, or I would have had someone see you walk by and said a shout that Cord has murdered him.
Oh, God, yeah, that would have been all the rage we needed, wouldn't it?
But
All right.
You're able to find the key. It is.
All right.
Takes a little cleaning off, but yeah.
All right. Let's see what we've got.
I'm supposed to be like swinging my sword and fighting daring doos and making my teeth go ting.
No. Today you're Columbo.
One more thing.
There are worse fates to have.
You could be Ironside.
That wasn't what I was going to go with. I was going to crack a DL and Pasco joke, but you're right.
Whomston who?
It's a British crime series from a few years back.
Yeah.
All right. Lockbox.
Okay, so the first one you open is his personal wealth.
Oh, okay. Lock that one back up.
Yeah. The second
That's
one.
not what we're here for.
The second one does seem to contain more personal belongings. Some books, letters, picture of his wife.
On the off chance, that's not anyone we recognise, is it?
No.
Okay, cool.
Fairly homely looking woman. Late 50s.
Barbarian, Imperial, Islander?
Barbarian.
Okay.
Yeah. Huge horn helmet, all that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's obviously a wedding photo.
No, no.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so how she's carrying him across.
Yeah, she's carrying him over the threshold.
That is one large. That is one wide, large woman. Man had taste.
The Barbarian lands have their advantages. Right, so at least we know who she is, although...
Do we have concepts of divorce?
That?
I have no idea.
That is actually an incredibly good question.
We need the note he has. Can we take a look at it? Because typically, when it comes to separation is all well and good, but
Yeah, that's a great shout, actually. Yeah, double check that.
Have a reason. Yeah, have a reason roll. You can get an upgrade for that.
Ooh.
Okay, so 8.
All right. You're right. This is not worded correctly. This is not worded like a barbarian. This is a lot more formal.
Unless someone... Well, here's the thing. How would he believe this, then? That's a question, then. He seems... If he's a canny man, so I would be surprised he would think that this would do that kind of damage to him. Unless this is me shooting in the dark, that this note here is cover for what actually was disclosed.
Possibly. Spy masters have a lot of codes and cants, and we don't know any of Otto, so it's possible there's another message in here we don't know about yet.
Is anyone ever truly know his pillars is the question here, though?
Well, Ramza certainly didn't seem to.
Oh, yes, but...
Given that she's probably the one who had to work with him most, The valet, hopefully, Arn's dealing with. The only other people I
What
can
is
think of who.
the what's the rules typically is agreed to determine someone's pillars? That would be
Ooh.
charisma mainly during a
Yeah, I think that's social combat.
it would be social combat, but no we never tried to social that we never tried to
Yeah.
social that man out.
So just scrolling through.
I think that's plot and not rules.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
true
is
enough.
plot.
Well, if this letter is not cryptographic.
Or written in code, at least, yeah.
Well, we would assume code. We could assume code, but because the information here direct wouldn't necessarily break the man, even if this was the thing that broke him. But again, this is all we had to go on.
For now, I mean, there is one alternative, which is that, okay, I'm reaching here, but it would explain why we haven't met the wife. We know there's been plenty of barbarian raids on the Empire before that have gone wrong. Possible that she was part of it, and possible she was captured by the Empire. And what if divorce was just code word for the Empire having killed her once they worked out who she was?
It is that is plausible, and maybe plausible and a bit of a stretch, though. You'd think if a man truly was inflamed with trying to get his wife back from things, he would be a lot more impassioned. One would say that one does not acquire our respective immunities through being being what's the word
Inactive.
yes.
No, quite. You'd think you've
It's
done
what-
something about it by now if she had been captured.
Yes.
Is there anything else in the second lockbox, or is it just his sort of personal?
Just his personal stuff.
Okay.
Hmm.
Just as one, I have no doubt the assassin is professional enough not to make this mistake, but I just presumably there is no weapon left behind.
No.
I'm going to see if I can examine the wound directly, Gray.
Okay.
Just closer look in.
Oh.
Something does not feel right here. Just double checking it if there's anything that I mean, he could have been poisoned before stabbed.
Good, well,
Some
I mean,
main
we know the mushrooms do funny things if you have too many.
Yeah, but like, what kind of blade would you think would have inflicted this?
It looked like it was fairly small, sharp. From the angle, looks like it came from behind.
Not a garrote, a knife, more knife than wire. It
Yes,
seems.
more nice than
Yeah.
wire.
Something like a dagger or the dagger family.
Which would put him here and put the attacker here.
No defensive wounds, so it was
Yeah,
quick.
so it just happened completely behind the things. So how would he have gotten in here is the main question too.
It is a
Well,
tent.
we know Otto was with Ramsar.
Otto would get here. Well, this would be Otto would have gotten here from being his tent. I'm thinking about how would the
No, my
It's
main
not
point is
here.
tents don't have solid walls.
Indeed. It wouldn't have been that difficult for Otto to have come back from the Ramsar meeting we were at. We obviously know he was still alive.
Well, they don't have solid walls, but the thing is that tents are usually brought taut, so it's hard to get through and get into them without having an entry mark, without then except for the ways that are left open on purpose.
Yes, but I'm saying that if Otto had to leave the tent to go and talk to Ramsar and us, if we are dealing with a true professional, an assassin could have gotten into his tent while Otto was with Ramsar and been waiting for him on his return. I mean, I'm going to sort of slightly spitball this here, but I'm presuming there's enough sort of bed work and random crap hanging around where an assassin could have hidden.
Yeah, it's a furnished tent. So there's not like a wardrobe or anything like that. There's a couple of tents, but they do have like throws and stuff like that.
I mean, without wishing to divulge too much of my previous operations, I have hidden under a good carpet to stab someone once or twice before, so...
I mean, I am falling to your expertise here. I mean, you could probably use any of your history.
Yeah,
to see if you can- that could
Yeah,
help-
no,
that
I
could
was
help
going to
with
actually
this.
say, I was probably going to throw a reason check with maybe a history thrown on just to work that out, because it feels, I mean, it feels like that's an out of character way it could have happened in my head, Assassin knows Otto has gone to see Ramza. Assassin goes into Otto's tent. Otto comes back. Otto is then stabbed by Assassin, and Assassin leaves. But
I will have to say,
I
good
don't
citizen,
think the tent was guarded, is the problem.
I am properly out of my element, so I will defer to you on this one.
The essential problem is the Barbarians are so disorganized, there won't have really been anybody watching his tent, even as a very important person, so we'll probably lack for witnesses. However, let's check in with Arn and see how the valet's gone. Perhaps he'll be able to clue us in more about the wife, if nothing else.
All right.
And
We move
screen
over to
time.
Arn. You have tracked down Herman Mayer.
Okay, well, we'll have to take him to somewhere more intimate, like some little corner of the camp where two tents angle in on each other and there's kind of a blind alley. I'll just back him into there and just give him a good long sniff to see if he has any fears.
All right. That automatic, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whites can just smell fear on people.
All right. He feels guilty. You've just got this, not like a specific guilty about thing. He's the type of person who feels guilty about everything. You know, if he breaks a cup, that's his fault. You know, if the food is a little bit off, it's his fault. He's very much a worrywart, and this is not doing him any good. Because he's just been pulled aside. He's immediately assuming you're going to be kind of pinning this on him.
Well, maybe. So Arn will just lean in and whisper in his ear, I know what you did.
But he asked me to.
Oh, what were you asked to do, young man?
Well, he said he wanted some time alone and not to disturb him. So, you know, I just pushed some food in and went out. I mean, if I knew something was going to happen, of course I would have stayed. But, you know, there was meat. And we haven't had meat for so long, I want to get some before everyone else ate it.
I see. Well, who has your master been talking to in the last 2 days?
Oh, that's a big list. He talks to most people. He's had half the tribe leaders in. The master of logistics. Two of the scouts. The Lady Ramza, of course. And there was a delivery man from Messenger.
Describe this messenger.
Average build, average height, just wearing like a duster. You couldn't really see much of his face. He had a hood up because it'd been raining. But yeah, he just came in, gave him a letter of some sort, and left.
Have you ever seen this man before?
I haven't. I couldn't remember him. Look,
Try harder.
no, I don't think I've ever seen him before. You know, it's just a message. I didn't pay much attention to him. You know, he just rode in, kind of jumped off, gave the letter to him, got his horse, and then rode off in the opposite direction. Actually, no, same direction.
Which way was that?
Well, he came from Breakwater direction and headed off towards Ventis. You know, followed the road. Which is odd, actually, seeing we've got no one ahead of us. Don't think the males delivering to barbarians, are they?
And when was this?
Yesterday afternoon. just before he told me to go away.
And what of the time between then? Who could have snuck into his tent?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't tend to put guards on the doors. He was impassioned, It's not like the lady who we expect someone. We assumed he'd be kind of hard to kill. He didn't want the guards wasting their time. But he
So
wasn't
you're
hard to kill.
saying you were careless.
This poor guy.
I'm just chipping away at his mood with these rolls.
Oh yeah, no, his mood is crashing. Yeah, I was careless. Look, what can I say? Maybe I should have gone back earlier. Maybe I found a drinking game and some dice. But it was, it's a night off. I don't get a night off often. He works me till almost till dawn most days, and then I have to march. And sleep is something I get on the back of a wagon. If he doesn't catch me and it makes me do more paperwork. But
well, then tell me, who would most wish your master to be dead?
well, half the camp. Say he's a taskmaster. There's barely anyone who hasn't been told to speed up or slow down or stop doing what they want to do by him. He was in charge, and people don't like people who are in charge, especially when they're telling them they can't do what they want.
And who will be in charge now?
I assume that'd be for the Lady of Amazon and the council to decide, and see how long it took him to decide the last one. Burger's up there. I mean, Lord Burger's definitely a contender, but he and the lady are definitely at odds. I mean, we all know that he'd much rather be doing a lot more raiding and be going home. Whereas the lady wants to push on and burn a lot more cities and cripple the empire. Not that it seems to need much crippling.
And one final question is, have you fed your master any strange mushrooms recently? Stranger than usual.
No. He's been having the gruel shrooms like everyone else. I mean, about all we've really got.
I see. And Arn will take out a utility knife, hand it to the servant, and just kind of nod at him and say, "Now you know what to do, and don't disappoint me."
Right, he's going to get an upgrade on this.
Oh dear.
He's just going to drop the knife and run.
When Zarn, he gets to the guy breaks. When it's me, they just get a flash of inspiration and decide that they would rather die standing.
Not just die standing. Die in a giant cloud of mushroom.
Or they die spitefully.
Yeah.
What can I say? You just inspire people.
I do.
I could take the easy way out, but then that would let this guy win.
I could acquiesce, but you know what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah. I would rather go up in an explosion than let this guy get what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he is sprinting from the camp.
Well, Arn will report back his findings to the others that apparently someone from the Empire delivered that letter. That the goal of the death was probably just to delay the army while they negotiate with people, and that the person most likely to want to delay the army so that they can ravage the countryside is, what was it, Burgess?
No, that tracks. We'll give Arn the summary of what we found from the tent as well.
Yeah,
Particularly the fact the letter seems oddly worded, particularly regarding the lettering around the divorce, or divorce in the context of a tribal marriage.
Probably a distraction. something that someone would expect in such a murder, and the real motive was something else entirely.
Mm. And the messenger certainly seems an obvious getaway. Although he came from Breakwater, so he clearly knows his stuff. He didn't ride out from Ventis and on the way back been spotted done.
Isn't there someone from Breakwater we left alive? Someone with a reason to enact vengeance upon the Barbarians?
Considering the fact we flooded half the town, I don't think that's a very small list.
I mean, if you're talking about Vimes, I think that's more of a personal vendetta.
I mean, yes,
Think
if
they're
they were coming after Horde, yes, Vines would be a good choice.
Yeah, Vines would actually be a good choice. It was against Court.
Yes, yes. I left him alive to have an adversary. I'm sorry.
No. We're
I
just
need
observing
this.
that if the assassin was coming for you, he would be a perfect choice for this moment.
Yes, be very great. I would be very happy if he was. The best thing to have for a great motivator is a great enemy.
Bruce, will he? Nah, not today.
Bruce will his. But anyway,
Well, the messenger is the obvious candidate for the assassin. Although, frankly,
Although he was alive when the messenger left, so must be a conspirator within the camp.
I just find it slightly irksome that nobody else in the camp thought to stop and think, that's Imperial colours, maybe we ought to stop. There we are. That's a Barbarian
It wasn't.
Horde.
It was just like he said, duster, so he's just kind of wearing road clothes.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. Misunderstood that part.
That's fine.
It has to have been someone, though, who at least knew enough to know about his wife. And that's the part that still digs at me.
Or whatever code his wife might be substituted for is the main thing too. Because I still don't think it's directly associated with his wife.
No.
Unless somebody's working through proxies that we can't even fathom here. And that's just outside context information that we don't know how we would know in the first place.
Well, not yet. What did you say the name of the chap was who would probably most likely benefit from...
Altenberger. The guy who tried to get you killed.
Yeah. Did Alton actually come over to the Empire with us, or did he stay on the Barbarian lands? I can't remember.
He came over with you. He's running. He's got his tribe here.
Did Alton's tribe ever come up in Otto's notes about being particularly disruptive?
No more than any of the others.
Okay.
They definitely. He had more trouble stopping them from looting.
I'm gonna do, and there's one thing I need to find out more of, because this man, I have to say, is a consummate professional. So typically, these kind of people have a reputation or a guild of some sort. If we were to find, maybe there is a more published notoriety of such killers.
All right.
Maybe, maybe we can look for, say, because I think this man may not be stabled within our. We're working on maybe who may have hired this man. Maybe this supposed killer is a mercenary. One would say. You think? Johannes, you've done this kind of work before. What do you think?
Entirely plausible. Admittedly, my gut reaction is still that Anselm is also an excellent candidate for this.
Well, I mean, yes, to the employer, but we're still wondering who made me the employee. This is just a random thought in my own head. Going to roll this one grade. Does a 4 give me a reason check? Basically for rumors, or like stories or so forth. You know what? It would basically be better if I were in a more
Imperial
area. Like if we could just ride back to Breakwater or something like that. Or Karn. It would be or to Karn, but how long would that take, Ray? Is a question.
You're only a couple of days out from Karn.
You know what? You guys work on that. I'm gonna go and you guys work on this. I'm gonna jump on a horse and go and do some research. We only can only know so much around this area. You understand?
All right.
So Cora's jumping on a horse and going off the Karn for more imperial level information.
Well, I say a couple of days. That's a couple of days of army marching, so
Yeah,
you know,
so
you can probably make it by the morning if you ride hard.
yeah, I will be back. Say I'll be back in like 2 days, and maybe 2 days. So
All right. Then we'll move Cord to Khan.
yeah, yeah, this one.
Oh, bloody hell. There we go. The images are back.
Oh, did I lose it for you? Interesting.
Oh, no, they were just up on the post for me.
Okay.
All right. While he's gone, well, let him go first, but I still want to have a chat with Anselm because he's still primary suspect number to actually be experienced.
Yeah.
But let Cord go first.
I think he's just nipped off to the toilet.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
All right. You want to go towards Hanson?
There's one of two options. We can go and talk to Ansem now while the iron's hot and see if his lot have been exploited opportunity, or we could try and chase after the messenger going to Ventis, but I feel like that's a bit of a dummy lead, to be honest. Yeah, let's stick with Anselm for now.
All right. Getting into his tent will not be as easy. He has got several large guards, and they all kind of like knuckle drag and stare at you as you approach. What do you want?
Do we have to do the whole dance? Ramza has asked me to speak to Anselm. Is Anselm in?
Maybe. Boss, you're in. Yeah, boss is in. He'll see, but don't try anything funny.
Oh, trust me, this is not a funny day. I will walk it.
All right.
Just checking. On, I presume you're with me unless you have any other ideas to follow up on.
Nope, I'm with you.
Excellent. When the knives appear in your back, you'll know what's happening.
Exactly.
All right. He'll be sat at his well, he won't have a desk. He'll be sat in a chair. You know, he has got a large selection of dinosaur meat, and he's tucking into it quite enthusiastically. Ah, do you know what? Much to hate you guys, you've come through this time.
Quite. Well, you know what they say, every now and again you do something right.
Yeah. If you could find some way of dying, that'd be great.
You know, funny enough, you've heard the morning news, I take it.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, I didn't like the guy, but wasn't wishing him dead.
Really?
Hmm.
Must confess, it seems to me that if he did happen to have a random accident, it would work out fairly well for you, sir.
Well, yeah.
I know he yanked your chain.
Yeah, but he also kept this place running, and we're gonna have to find someone to do all that work, and that's a lot of work. I mean,
And it's a seat.
A lot of time hanging out in the countryside eating meat.
yeah. This is what I'm here for. And then when we get to the next town, we'll loot it, we'll burn it, we'll send some more gold home. It'll be great. At the moment, we're just sitting around waiting to kill something. See, Otto's not the guy I wanted to replace. Rams is the one I want to replace.
Aye. And she's just lost one of the primary pillars of her organisation in a terrible, terrible, terrible moment that would allow you to further potentially undermine her.
True. And I would not going to lie to you. I am trying to figure out how to best use this. But the fact that things haven't immediately swung into play kind of lets you know that I'm not in on this.
Don't downplay yourself too much.
Oh, I'm not
You have a good
downplaying myself.
barbarian
I'll be up and running soon. But, this has caught me a little flat-footed. I mean, do I maneuver to take over Otto's job? Do I put an underling in place? Do we put something useless in there so I can further weaken her? There's so many things I can got to think about.
Do you kill someone else?
I didn't kill anyone.
Oh, no, sorry. My apologies, you're quite right. I should have said, do you pay someone else to kill someone else? You're quite right. Bad wording on the part.
Look, assassin. I wouldn't pay anyone to kill someone. If someone's going to die, I'm going to be the one who kills them.
On that subject, any daggers missing from your armory recently?
Barring any I've left buried in an enemy, no. Look, I know what you're doing. I'm the prime suspect, but really, is this my style?
In my experience, it's the people who are capable of acting against their style who are the most dangerous. Nobody expects the brute to do something subtle.
True. I'll have to keep that in mind, but no, this case it wasn't me. I've got wheels, but you're not going to find out about this easily.
Yet. You'll
No,
excuse
you'll
me
find
adding
out.
the yet.
You'll find out. You'll find out one day. By then it'll probably be too late, but it's all for the best of the tribes.
Your tribe, I think.
Let's
not get too hasty here.
Go look out for those yourself.
Out of curiosity, what is your desired final state of all of this?
Well, we burn several major cities, we loot some gold, we go back, and we set the Empire back and just leave them to wither and die. I mean, if we could I would have struck north and burnt Bastion. If we could cripple the major ports on the coast, they wouldn't be bothering us. And the longer we wait, the less there is. Then we can organise ourselves into our own little empire, preferably with me in charge. And, deal with the remains after that.
Even in the face of an empire that appears to be falling apart already? No will to exploit an already deleterious situation?
Why would I need you? Have you seen this place? He kind of picks up like a mushroom.
That's exactly what I mean. It seems odd that you'd commit to walking back when one could walk forward and carve up the empire as it stands without a hilariously large amount of opposition.
I don't see the point in wasting time marching through this dead land to kill a dying empire when we can just, say, protect ourselves and then go home.
Just basically, it's the harpoon it and let it bleed out, right?
Oh, didn't see you. You're not there.
I'm not there. I'm just that's out of character.
Okay, sorry.
Out of character, essentially just saying we bleed the beast and we let it die on its own.
Yeah, it's his motive, Rand.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's saying who wants to rule over a pile of mushrooms?
Yeah.
Mushrooms are dinosaur meat. A good man.
Dinosaur mushrooms. Quick note for myself. Or mushroom dinosaurs.
That's an expansion to The Last of Us I didn't see coming, but there we are.
But yeah, I think you've wasted enough of my time. So if you would like to wander off and get me some more of this wonderful meat, that'd be great.
Unfortunately, A, you've wasted enough of mine, and B, I answer to Ramza, not you. We may be wasting more of your time in the future until this matter is resolved.
No,
Don't do any sudden random wandering off on a raid, by the way. It would be such a shame if you got stabbed by an Imperial before Ramza could do it.
I'd like to see if the Imperial made to do that.
They'll show up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And exit stage left.
Exit stage left. And, Bone follows you out.
He's a cocky shit.
It wasn't thrown at you, but it was thrown in your direction.
That's frustrating part, is he's a cocky shit, but I think he has a point.
Yes,
I mean,
so. I suppose the question is, how was this coordinated? What a connection is there between a random rider and someone within this camp?
The rider came from Breakwater and headed towards Ventus. So it's someone who has the confidence to either have come from the barbarian homeland and then decided, I'm going to take my chances and ride on to Ventis, which, for a barbarian, even in the middle of an invasion, seems chancy. Or it's an Imperial agent who simply has been deposited in Breakwater and rode through.
Yes, so who's speaking with the Imperials?
If there had been any outriders, I would turn my head towards them. They're the ones most likely to have established formal contact with anyone, or some sort of conspiracy. Anyone who rides ahead, admittedly that would have put us in the frame if we weren't underground. Mages? But I think at this point we'd know if there are any rogue mages lurking around the Horde who didn't answer to Ramza. She's not completely hardy.
My thought is the black market. There's always people who want something they can't get locally. They are the most likely to speak to the enemy.
True. And not to mention with one major port and one city on the coast lost, there'd be plenty of opportunity for someone to sweep in and start selling things at high prices. Most likely, then, Bastion was too fortified. If there was a black market that would have been set up behind our lines, it would have been in Breakwater. The port was damaged by the tsunami, but we didn't completely wreck it.
Yes,
What are the
perfect.
nobles back there, possibly, you think?
This might possibly set up an illicit trade, create a back channel, and before you know it, a bit of espionage.
Yeah. And if it is one of the Imperial companies who was operating out of Breakwater, they'd probably have an office in Ventis they could have happily had their man ride through and to. Once Cord's back from Karn, I suggest we head back to Breakwater and do some digging there.
I suppose we must.
Well, I think we've hit the limits of what we can reasonably do at the camp without randomly accusing people, and I don't feel comfortable doing that with the lack of evidence we have presently.
Quite.
As much as I would dearly love Anselm to run into a pitchfork several times, I'd rather not do it on trumped-up charges.
Hi ho, Silver.
If we always shake the bushes by making a random accusation, but the bushes are full of dangerous tigers, cannibals, and dinosaurs. So perhaps.
We haven't got a stick long enough to poke the bush safely yet, certainly. Let's see what Cord's come up with.
Horde is currently in a Karn pub bar. Well, what state did we leave Karn after we finished with it, Gray?
What's that?
What state did we leave Karn after we live? It's just we went through, took stuff and left, right?
It's mildly looted, but more in the kind of not looted and burned, just generally.
So I'm going to be doing so essentially I'm going to be seeing and gathering tales or information, or just basically just like notable murderers, anyone who has a good big reputation for being like the shadow or scary people.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go do some carousing.
Yep. Carouse away.
Yay, 5.
All right. You settle into a pub. You start asking questions.
But ask a question, stand a beer, hear a story.
I mean, what type of questions are you asking for?
Oh, I'm looking for I'm a tall tale or two. I'm looking for a couple of. Can't really go be like, hey, where are all the killers at? It's more the fact of just like, is there how there's always that guy who wants to will tell a story to stand up pint and so forth. I'm trying to get this idea of if there's any legends in the Empire about certain killers or killer organizations. Looking for some bloody Penny Dreadful type information where such things would be like oh, such and such nobleman was late on his taxes and wound up dead type thing. I'm trying to see if there's any players that would
Okay,
be in
yeah.
the Empire that has a reputation.
I get you now. You're looking for is there any news of this type of thing happening before?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Swapping a story for a story, but not by trying to make sure it's not too obvious.
yeah. Right. So yeah, there's always been rumors.
Mhm.
I mean, killing someone like that is hard.
Yes.
And for most people, it's kind of like it's a personal thing for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like there aren't many assassins who go around targeting like people, like impassioned people, because it's hard. You have to know the person. So
It
it's
would
not,
be a
unless, of course, the rumors that the mimes are true.
the mimes.
Oh, you not heard about the mimes?
I know I haven't heard about the mimes.
Oh, you heard of clowns, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I haven't seen one.
No one's seen a clown. They're not. But you've heard of them. Right? They're not jobs you
Like-
think everyone should be happy and like run around
So-
and like cause magical spikes everywhere.
So you mean like never heard of them or never heard them? Wink, wink.
Oh no, we've heard. Well, not the mimes or the clowns.
The clowns. I'm sure the mimes may or may not exist.
Well, the clowns definitely exist. People say there is a kind of a secret, like force,
Sect?
sect, religion, secret society. No one's ever quite sure because no one's ever found out. But
How do they know it exists then?
well, sometimes a poster with a smile comes up, or some harsh bureaucrat gets taken out.
If someone dies with a smile on their, someone shows up with a smile on their face or something.
Well, more people around them have a smile on their face. They
Okay.
put posters up. I mean, there's got this like massive kind of grin. It's kind of their symbol. But yeah, no one's seen a clown. But the rumors are they've been around for centuries, fighting like the bureaucrats. Now, of course, the Empire. This is all story because no one's seen a clown. So the mimes are kind of like the opposite.
So everyone's seen a mime then, if they're opposite of clowns.
No one's seen a mime either. But they're the opposite you roll. The mimes
okay.
exist to take out happy people.
Don't know the person with particularly happens, but
Oh, impassioned.
do they impassioned? You say?
Yeah. So, well, it's like they are a secret service for the Empire. That's what the story is. That the mimes were set up to make people so unhappy that you can kill someone who's unkillable.
So they have a way of invoking unhappiness, or
Yeah, apparently. It's no one knows how, but yeah, apparently a mime will turn up, spend a bit of time in camp, figure out how to kill somebody, and then kill them, and then disappear. Some sort of like secret spy, assassin. Of course, this just would be rumor. People like to tell stories. I mean, I'm telling a story. So
yes, you are. Here's another beer, by the way.
excellent.
And some pretzels.
Oh, I've never had a pretzel. Where did
Mushroom
you-
pretzels.
Oh, it's made of mushroom.
Everything's made of mushroom.
I know,
This
but I
beer is
hope
made
for a
of
second.
mushroom.
Every time I hope for a second.
You know what? Looks left, looks right. It pulls out a sausage from his pack.
Oh, don't let him see that one. He kind of pushes it below the table, puts his hand, but grips around the sausage at the table.
So, but about these mimes that may or may not exist.
Mhm.
So,
You've got his rapt attention now.
just out of curiosity, then they have a build. So you're saying they have? I don't think they may or may not have a unique unnatural ability to affect this kind of thing. Because from what I've seen, from what I've heard, from what I've put together, because I'm doing a little bit of a research here, they might be able to invoke somebody's passion in a negative. And how can I put this? Invert someone's passion.
Yeah,
make it attack it directly and make it and just cause it to immediately collapse.
yeah, that's the stories.
Hmm.
The idea is these people are so humanless that they drag you down with them.
Who? What would be the first? What would you? Do you know anyone who may know something more about this?
What about a super secret society that only exists in rumors?
Well, I mean,
I mean,
yeah, true
well,
enough. You're
technically,
right.
yes, the bureaucrats, but they're a little dead. He kind of points
Well,
to
what
the
about?
burned out manor house on top of the hill.
Yeah, you're right. Damn. That would have been something we could have used.
But yeah, that's the rumor,
Could-
that the bureaucrats are the ones who kind of set these guys out. They're the taskmasters. But, again, bureaucrats tend to be given all the bad names.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? Yeah, there's nothing really to about here. You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna give you the sausage anyway. Here you go.
He
It's
kind of
made of
like
real meat.
he kind of looks at it and he's like, "Is it a cooked sausage or a raw sausage?"
It is a it well, of course it's going to be raw. It's going to be wrapped in wax paper to be used like. Oh no, actually it's cooked. It has
Cooked.
been cooked and and fried because it's wrapped in wax paper for my it was my traveling lunch.
And he's kind of like, he doesn't know whether he wants to ram this into his mouth now or take it home and like parcel it out over the next 6 months. Obviously not 6 months, you know what I mean?
For the next long while.
Yeah. But you've got this kind of like thing, but he also is keeping it below the table so no
I'm
one
just
else
gonna
sees it.
I'm just gonna say this: if you do me a favor and put your ear to the ground, there might be more of that for anyone who has more information, who can give you more information on this.
But yeah, okay. He vanishes it. Like, here's my address. He kind of hurriedly scribbles down like something on the paper. Like, yeah, I'll ask around. I mean, I can't promise anything because we're talking about rumors, but there might be
I
some
mean,
few
there's
people who've heard a bit more.
when big people vanish, I'm sure they leave. Their hole they leave is it has something of interest. Is something of interest. But thank you. By the way, we're working on a special smoking for next time.
Yeah.
I will pat him on the shoulder and go. It turns out we have to look up mimes.
He disappears out in a 30th hurry back home. I can't resist. He's going to go home and show his wife his sausage.
Yay!
I was doing very well, but I couldn't resist it.
Look, I first ever whipped my sausages out in public to show a man. All right,
He loved your sausage.
he did.
He has taken it
Ah,
home
he
with him
gripped.
now.
So yeah, Cord will make his way back to unless anything strikes me from Blue on Heaven, Cord will make his way back to base camp with more information with his information.
Yeah. All right. So, looking at the time, what do you think? Wrap up with Cord arriving back in camp?
Sounds good to me.
Fellas, mimes. We're dealing with mimes.
Oh,
You have no idea what a mime is. You've never heard of a mime.
That's-
That's what they're
Special
called.
operations agents were level L2. I was only level R4. So
Okay,
I don't have to-
Yeah, I take that back. Arna's probably heard of mimes.
yeah, Arn will have done, yeah.
Yes. I forgot.
Ah, so the Imperial Assassins Bureau, essentially.
Yes, or supposedly. It's very hush hush. I had to pay
Well,
a man a
yes, they're
sausage.
mimes.
I had to pay a man a sausage for this information.
Did you at least ask him out first?
We were at a bar at the time.
I suppose that counts. So, fine. We have an evil mime who apparently knows how to weaponize and exploit despair, which makes sense as the agent of the attack. And also probably means that he'd be the one who was doing the research into the wife and faked the letter saying that she wanted a divorce.
Well, yes, but I think it's more the fact they may be able to invoke despair more than just affect it, because it really gets me in the fact of how how quickly the man would believe it. You know what I mean? That's the thing is the fact that you would have to accept this thing as truth.
There are
So it has to be-
various alchemical aids for that, like the one they used against the dinosaurs that turn a man's reason against him.
Could be. I was not. Unfortunately, I have no real means of testing for such things. We don't really have a doping policy. We don't really have a doping policy here in the camp. We're not a barbarian horde that checks those things. But we will see next. We will see as we investigate further. We can rule out. We can rule out anyone in camp invoking this kind of authority, this kind of killer.
All
Well,
right.
for now.
For now. Or that was a massive red herring.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
All right.
I mean, look. Yes.
Yep. You finish up. That's fine.
I mean, yes. Going off and saying, "Hey, what kind of killers are out there?" And being like, "Oh, but there's a story about mimes." Like that's it right there. Has to be. I understand.
Right. So obviously we won't see you next week because it's Christmas Eve. Possibly not the week after, New Year's Eve, depending if you have got social lives or not.
I probably will be missing because it's New Year's Eve. So
Yeah.
I probably don't have a life, but
Yeah, we have a big family Zoom call all over the world, so
Yeah. So
gotta stay up for that.
we'll see you next year.
yes, we will see you all in January. So have a happy New Year, everyone, and a Merry Christmas.
All right. See ya.
or.